Hello, everyone. I am Savira Sahe, and I want to welcome everyone to Managerial Accounting. I thought I will save you the motivational speech that I normally give in the first few minutes on the first day of the class and just kind of chat on the video a little bit about the nature of this course, clear some misconceptions, and share some tips about how to succeed. So, here we go. Why is the slide not turning? Here we go. Okay. So I think the biggest barrier is to believe what you hear or read about this course or about the instructor. If you come into the class with the preconceived notion that, oh my God, the class is too hard, you will probably find it hard. If you instead believe that this is a very interesting class and it can be conquered with some attention and effort, you will probably find that to be true too. So I want to say two things here. One, that although the course is called an accounting course, it is really a course in decision making. Secondly, you are not in competition with anyone to finish first. Everyone learns at his or her own speed, so please be that way. So, my little advice to do well in the course is written here. Please read the PowerPoint slides or the recorded video. Do your homework regularly. You can learn a lot from the homework, although it is on a help me button and pull down quiz. But if you were to do the problems on a piece of paper rather than in a pull down menu, you can learn even a little bit more. I'll talk about it when I talk about the syllabus in class, but here is a little upshot of what I want to say. Okay, so I want to bring your attention to the fact that it is a synchronous online course, which means that I do expect you to treat class time the same way you would treat an in person course. Although I have mentioned that I am not making the attendance mandatory. Research shows that live attendance helps to add more than 15% to your grade. Let's talk a little bit about how this course will work. I'm going to try to follow the same structure for each class. First, we will talk about the concepts of the chapter in question. Then, we will solve some problems and hopefully you will slowly get the hang and start learning managerial accounting. I would advise you to preview the chapter before each class. If you fond of reading the book, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, you can watch the videos that I will provide. You do not need to master the chapter, however. I just want you to be a little familiar with it. And most importantly, I want you to get from an old experienced woman some tips about how to succeed. This course is like learning any motor skill, like learning skiing, for example, learning how to drive a car. You only get better by doing problems slowly, repeatedly, consistently. If you are struggling, it is normal. Why? Because struggling means you are learning. Okay. So one other preconceived notion that I want to eliminate is that watching a lot of videos and watching how problems are solved in those videos, okay, is not the best way to learn. However, it is still better than copying the answers from somewhere. I would like you to learn by solving the problems yourself. So, a lot of students walk into the course thinking that, oh, accounting is like lots of numbers, lots of rules, lots of reports. It is something that accountants do. However, my course, Managerial Accounting, is not about recording the past. It is about choosing the future. If you can explain why a decision makes money, you are already thinking like a manager. So it's basically a decision making tool rather than keeping numbers. Managerial accounting teaches you how to decide and not how to memorize. I expect students to separate relevant information from irrelevant information. I expect students to understand how costs and other numbers behave rather than just what they are. I want you to learn how to avoid decisions that look good but will not make money for the company. There are several examples of decisions that you are looking at on this slide. These are looking like very simple everyday decisions, but when we go into the chapter, you will realize that they have a little bit of a business school bend to your decision after you get through with this course. We will learn more on this topic. So, I want to say something very important here. You are not in this class to learn calculations. You are here to learn decisions. Yes, we will use numbers, we will use data, and yes, we will also use AI. However, AI can only generate answers. You have to take responsibility for the actions, for your decisions. AI works with assumptions, but you have to choose what those assumptions are. AI will not tell you whether the assumptions make sense. It will not tell you if the data is biased or incomplete, whether a good answer is ethically wrong. It can also not decide which costs are relevant, which trade offs matter, which risks are acceptable. All these are human judgments. We want to teach you how to make a judgment. Yes, AI can calculate for you, but you will still be making decisions. AI can suggest, it can summarize, but it cannot defend decision in a meeting. It cannot explain trade-offs, I'm sorry, to shareholders. It cannot balance profit against people. Okay, so AI is a technical skill. What we are teaching you here is a leadership skill. So, learning problem solving is not about competing with AI. It is about being the person that AI will work for. You have to learn to ask the right questions. And this course matters because we want you to learn the skill of what are the right questions to ask and what are the right decisions to make. Therefore, how to grow the leadership skills is what helps you use AI to your advantage, and that is the biggest thing to learn. Managerial accounting, as I said, is about taking decisions. So it's not about being perfect, it is about being less wrong than everyone else. Remember, logic is always bigger than math. Okay? Decisions are always bigger than reports. So here is a little tidbit that I put on the screen saying, suppose I gave you a business making $1 million in sale. Could it still be a bad business? Oh, yes, in many other ways. It could be having $1 million in sales, but it could be having more than 1 million in costs. Okay, it might have a lot of sales, but all the sales might be on credit and you may not get any cash back from them. Your business may not be a sustainable business, okay, etc., etc. So, a lot of things can happen if you get this general line that how can a business having $1 million of revenue can be a bad business. So, as I say here, by the end of this course, you should be able to look at any business or business idea and say, will this business actually make money? Why and how? And in the end, I do want to close by saying what this course is really teaching you. By the end of this course, you should be able to say, here is the logic for the decision, here are the trade offs, and I'm making the best choice under uncertainty. This is something no AI can do for you. So remember, If you keep up with practice, attend class regularly, ask questions, you will do fine. You need not cram managerial accounting. Success in this course comes from steady practice. I will shortly post the video for chapter 1. So, looking forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.